2 words, Delta Breeze.
What's going on, everyone? Delta Breeze here, bringing guys week 3 of the KPL. The San Antonio Sprites are going to take on Natu, coach of the Grimmsnarl Reapers, in this epic week 3 match. I'm going to go over this team real quick, but let's talk about the last 2 weeks. I know we didn't do too hot in the last 2 weeks. All of it falls on me, really, like forgotten moves, forgotten items that are being held, and then just missed clicks on my end. But it is what it is, right? There's nothing to do. We can't just kind of dwell on it. We got to keep going and be better. And then also, win or lose, I'm just having fun, and that's all that matters. So I'm having a blast. I love Draft League. I know when I started my channel, I wanted to do Draft League, so I'm having a blast, and that's all that matters to me. So, but of course, we're going to try to win no matter what. So let me go ahead and go over his team. So what are some threats, and I'll go over the 6 that I'm bringing. To start things off on his team, he does have the Iron Leaves. It gets great coverage in Grass and Psychic, but other than that, there's not really that much fire behind this thing. It does get Mega Horn. It gets Throat Chop for Dark and Bug, close combat, but I don't really see anything that is very eye-popping to me. It is a Paradox, so it could be Booster Energy, and one of his other Pokemon could set up Electric Terrain, or even Iron Leaves can set up Electric Terrain to help with that Quark Drive ability. It's very weak to Bug, which U-Turn is almost everywhere. It's his first pick. He could bring it, he cannot bring it. This is one of the first times where the first picks I'm like, I could see bringing. I'm prepared for it, but I'm not holding my breath on this thing for like. Next, he has a defensive monster and Galarian Weezing. Galarian Weezing is incredible, especially with its abilities Levitate, so it's immune to ground types, or Misty Terrain. To set up Misty Terrain in any status conditions won't have any effect on anything as long as you're touching the terrain. Or Neutralizing Gas, which I think is the coolest one in my opinion, where it gets rid of all abilities on the field no matter what. So either of those abilities could be beneficial for him. So my one job to see it is hit it on the special side with Psychic type moves, maybe Thunder Wave it, just try to get rid of it as soon as possible. Hit it on the special side for sure, because it is that defensive monster. But I am prepared for it, and I do expect him to bring this thing 100%. Next, he has one of the coolest starters in my opinion. He has Infernape here, his fire and fighting type from the Sinnoh region. This thing's fast, I think it hits hard, it is a threat, a huge threat. First things first, this thing is a mixed attacker, so it can go either way, specially or physically. And this thing has incredible coverage. First, it can set up on both sides with Nasty Plot and Swords Dance. It gets fire and fighting stab, of course, but it also gets the elemental punches, except for ice, I believe. It doesn't get ice, but it gets fire punch, it gets thunder punch, it gets it can set up stealth rocks and can be kind of a hazard kind of thing. Will-O-Wisp be annoying, but it gets rock slide and then grass. It literally, I can go a whole list of things that Infernape gets, and it can destroy my entire team. So obviously, with that being said, it was on my radar when I was prepping this team, and I have a Pokemon specifically for this thing that hopefully can wall it. But I do have answers for this thing, and it's not going to go undetected at all. Next, he has Blood Moon Ursaluna, and this thing is a threat, an absolute unit of a Pokemon. It's a normal ground type, so it's immune to Electric and Ghost, but its ability allows it to hit Ghost type moves with its normal type moves, and that's the thing that makes it a huge problem. I can't just switch in on a Ghost type and he still hits me. So with 135 special attack and 120 defense, this thing is very well rounded. Put an Assault Vest on it and it can just tear through things. And he does have a normal type move called Blood Moon. It's 140 base power, and it hits everything, even Ghost types with its ability. The only thing is you can't use it twice in a row, so I guess that's nice, but you don't have to because it can one-shot everything. So I think I have good answers for this, and we'll see how it goes in the battle. After Blood Moon Ursaluna, we do have Iron Thorns here, his other future Paradox Pokemon. Another Pokemon that can benefit from Electric Terrain, keep that in mind. This is his Terra Captain, being Terra Electric, Terra Steel, and Terra Bug. I think Pokemon that are big threats or Pokemon that can set up and Dragon Dance, Iron Thorns that can Terra, is a huge threat, is a huge problem, and his top 6 are easily like very intimidating and very hard to prep for. But Iron Thorns is up there for sure. It gets great coverage, high attack stat, and a decent speed where if you start Dragon Dancing up, the speed won't matter. I have to nuke it as hard as I can when I see it and hopefully not let it set up. Last round on his top 6, he does have Defense Deoxys. And it's in the name, defense. It's a defensive monster, special defense and physical defense. It has 160 in both, so I have to Toxic this thing. I have to get it Toxic, then whittle it down, and it's gonna eat hits left and right on both sides, and it gets recover. So the main thing I have to do is Toxic that thing, and that's my plan. That's my only plan for Defense Deoxys, is toxic it. Next, we have two Pokemon from Kalos. We have Clawitzer and Noivern. Both pretty cool Pokemon, but they are lackluster. I mean, Clawitzer really, Noivern not. No, Noivern's not lackluster. Noivern's really great. But Clawitzer, it does leave me kind of wanting more. It has a very low speed stat, so it's not going to outspeed anything. Its ability, Mega Launcher, is cool, so like Pulse moves and Aura moves do increase damage, but Water Pulse, Dark Pulse, Aura Sphere, it has Move Slot Syndrome, where it's only going to use those moves, maybe Aqua Jet or Flip Turn for kind of utility, but other than that, like, I can almost guarantee his moveset, so I don't really see it as a threat, but it's there, right? Noivern, on the other hand, is a cool threat from Kalos. It is fast, it's the fastest thing on the team, and being a dragon type is not bad at all. It does get its abilities Frisk and Infiltrator. Frisk lets it know what items I'm holding, and Infiltrator will hit beyond Light Screen, Reflect, Substitutes, and kind of hit through those things, which is pretty useful. If I had to bet on one, it'd be Infiltrator. But its special attack is its highest, but it's also under 100, so that's where the kind of it's cool. It's a cool Pokemon, but it's, again, leaves me wanting more, especially in that special attack stat. Next, he has Hisui and Avalugg. I like this thing, but with 30 special defense, all you have to do is hit on the special side and this thing goes down. I could see this being a suicide lead with Hazards, Stealth Rocks, and it has Sturdy as an ability, so it can live on one without a Focus Sash, which is cool. But it's very weak to fighting and Steel, being an Ice and Rock type. So again, he may bring it, he may not bring it, but I will admit I can sleep on this thing. I'll be okay. Next, he does have an old San Antonio Sprite member on his team. He has Rotom Wash, Whirlpool on his team. I love Whirlpool, and he's a great support Pokemon. He has Thunder Wave. He gets great stat moves with Hydro Palm, Discharge, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, and then Thunder Wave for kind of slowing things down. It could Will-O-Wisp, Pain Split. I know this thing inside and out, and maybe I'll see it, maybe I won't, but I'm ready. And then last, he has Riolu, the pre-evolution of Lucario. Again, just like last week with the Sneasel and the Pikachu, the only way I do see him bringing it is because of its ability, Prankster, just like my Thundurus, but that's it. You can Eviolite it, you can do whatever, but at the end of the day, it's an unevolved Pokemon, and unless it has amazing bulk and you can Eviolite it, this thing's not going to be brought. But that's his team. Let me go ahead and go over my team and what I'm bringing and why I'm bringing it. Alright, to start things off with my team, like always, I gotta have Iron Valiant. He's too good to not bring. Sure, it's predictable, and sure, it's very weak, and it can almost get one shot, but its speed and its attack and special attack and being able to mix it, and just the coverage it has is too good to leave at home. So yes, for the third time in a row, I am bringing Iron Valiant. We're gonna try Booster Energy this time. I haven't used Booster Energy yet. I've tried to rely on Electric Terrain from Thundurus, and last week I didn't try to boost it anything, but this time, just clear cut. Let me bring Booster Energy and see what I can do. Rocky Moonblast, Aura Sphere, Psychic, and X-Scissor. A lot of his Pokemon are especially defensively weak, so I'm max special attack, max speed with Moonblast, Aura Sphere, Psychic. Those are good coverage moves for all of them. And then X-Scissor is going to be for the Iron Leaves if I do see him. 4 times weak to Bug, he's not going to live this X-Scissor no matter what. But Psychic is going to be there for the Weezing, Aura Sphere for the Ursaluna and the Avalugg, and then Moonblast to hit basically everything else. That's the plan. Hopefully this time Iron Valiant can put up the numbers. And next we have, I think, the MVP of last week. If I didn't misclick that Earthquake, it would have been a different story, but we're bringing Jumba again, my shiny Clodsire. Same build as last time, down to everything. Black Sludge, we're in the Earthquake, Toxic, Recover, Protect. This thing is here, like I said, for the defense of Deoxys. I need to Toxic it as soon as possible. And then for the Ursaluna, I can Toxic that, sit in front of that with max special attack, max HP. I can live a Blood Moon, I can live an Earth Power from that thing, and I can Protect, Recover, and then Toxic it and just whittle it down. I think this is a super important set to bring this week, especially for that defensive Deoxys. Next, we do have a good one on my team. I did like its role last week, so I'm going to bring it again. We have Kong, my shiny Rillaboom, with the Choice Scarf to be the fastest thing on the field. And even locking himself into a move, it didn't seem that kind of detrimental last time. I think the speed outweighed the lock for sure. We have Wood Hammer, Drain Punch, Knockoff, and U-Turn. Same kind of moves as last time again, but Wood Hammer over Grassy Glide just for that extra damage output. I like this set. I like a Scarf Rillaboom. I actually really liked it. I know we lost last week, but it was super helpful, and I'm gonna use it again. And with this debut of the KPL Season 2, we're finally bringing Goldango, my shiny Goldango. It is shiny, whether it looks like it or not, it is. Skater Boy here wearing the Choice Specs to boost the special attack output I'm putting out. Rocket Make It Rain, Shadow Ball, great stab moves that hit almost everything except for the Ursaluna, but I'm not staying in Ursaluna because he can just kind of OHKO or maybe even two-shot me with Earth Power. so not even worried about that. Recover and Trick. I know Recover on a Choice Specs Pokemon is a little weird, but hopefully my plan is to trick these Choice Specs on a physical attacker, except for Infernape, because it could be mixed, but Iron Leaves, Iron Thorns, and then I can use my Recover now. I can use the other moves a little bit better. So maybe starting off with a super powered move like Make It Rain, Choice Specs Make It Rain could be cool, so I can trick it later, but I'm really excited about this. We have max special attack, max HP, and then I love his ability Good as Gold. It protects the user, so I like it a lot. It's first time on the team and first time being played with, so I really hope he puts in the work. Next, Free Hugs is coming back. I know I didn't do that much last week. It was kind of lackluster, but looking at my team, this was the best answer for that Infernape. Even if it's a special attacker, this is still the best answer for Infernape. It resists both of its stabs, fire and fighting, and with Intimidate, I can lower that attack set even more. So this is my go-to Infernape answer. It is holding the leftovers to kind of regain the health over a while. We have Flip Turn, Thunder Wave, Taunt, and Spikes. I do think this is my guaranteed lead. If I know I'm going to be threatened and I'm going to get knocked out, I will switch. I'm going to play it safe and smarter this week. But if I am sitting in front of someone, like maybe he leads the Infernape and that's a great start, I can start setting up Spikes. I can maybe taunt it so it can't set up Nasty Plots or Sword Dances. I can maybe Thunder Wave it to slow it down. I have options for it for sure. And then Flip Turn just to get out of there. But we're maxing max HP, max defense to live those physical defensive hits, and then Intimidate will lower the attack. This is my defensive wall right here. And last but not least, we have my shiny Entei here, Mount Fuji. I was able to shiny hunt it in between week 1 and now, so we're using that shiny one, baby. We're rocking leftovers for the recovery. We have Sacred Fire, Stone Edge, Trailblaze, and Substitute. You've seen me try. I really want to get up like a successful Substitute on a Pokemon and sit behind it and kind of wreck shop. And I think let's try Entei this week. Trailblaze is going to be there for the Ursaluna, the Clawitzer, and the Rotom. Stone Edges for the Noivern, and then Sacred Fire hits everything else. That's my 6. I'm gonna get a win. I'm gonna work real hard. I'm gonna play safe and play smart, play conservatively, and I'm gonna get this win. San Antonio Sprites are not gonna go 0-3. I can sit 0-2, right? Leave everyone else kind of, oh, he's not that big of a threat, and then boom, I come in and win. That's cool. But 0-3, it's not gonna be here. But that's gonna be it for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. This is going up Friday. My battle will go up Saturday, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for stopping by.